nighttime, and when you destroy infested structures, that's when you press out during the day. That means that a new player who isn't quite sure how to play the game and to push out and destroy the infested structures, they'll always be guaranteed a small amount of Zerg biomass to unlock technology. When they do unlock the technology, you actually unlock it for not only yourself, but your ally as well. This is important because you don't want people to feel like they're competing with one another. That would be bad. And finally, Zerg biomass is a tradable resource. That's really good because it allows players to sort of communicate what their research goals are, and also they'll feel really smart when they pool their Zerg biomass together in order to get the more expensive technology such as Reavers and siege tanks. Now, I have my own I've designed a new army of special zombies, and I've got a cool new third resource. You think that I could just slap it into Outbreak and add a second player slot, but that's not really the case. Real-time strategy games are very complicated games, so one thing that I wanted to do is simplify the gameplay and really think about designing for everyone. Ultimately, when I designed Left to Die, I wanted to make a game that my wife and I could play together. My wife is a very avid gamer, but she doesn't like real-time strategy games, but it doesn't mean she doesn't like to play games with me. So you can understand why this is an important topic for me. When you play Left to Die, you actually get an intro cinematic that explains why the player's there, what the player is doing, and it lets the story from the campaign sort of drive the action and motivate the player with what he's doing. The other thing that you'll notice when you play Left to Die is that there's 4 difficulty levels that you see from the campaign, whether it's casual, normal, hard, and brutal, so players can pick the experience that's appropriate for them. That about wraps it up for Left to Die, but I'd actually like to say one more thing for all of you aspiring modders out there, because I used to be in your shoes. I would really focus on new player experience. I can't stress this enough. There's so many mods that I've played out there that are just too difficult to play, and a lot of people just don't have the same patience I do. They'll just quit your game, and they'll never give you another shot, because they're sooner going to blame you for bad gameplay decisions rather than think about, oh man, if only I had tried a little bit harder. You have a lot of tools to really teach new players how to play your game. Really go that extra mile, and whether it's loading screen tips, cinematics, dialogue tips, like hints, the choice is yours. Without further ado, that's it for Left to Die. I'd like to now turn it over to our resident Vulture pilot, Jason Huck, who will talk to you about Iron Chef.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, so a little bit of trivia there. In the Starcraft 2 universe, my evil twin brother is the Vulture pilot, which is the little hover bike that you use in the mission Cutthroat. So anyway, I'm actually here to talk to you about Iron Chef. So you're probably wondering, what is Iron Chef? I mean, really silly name. What exactly is this mod? So Iron Chef is a competitive game for 8 players. It's a collection game. You play as a Protoss zealot warrior chef, skilled in the arts of cooking and killing, and you travel around Ire gathering ingredients. The game is played over 3 rounds. Each round is a theme ingredient, and you use these theme ingredients to make recipes that then score you points. At the end of the game, the person with the highest score is the winner. Pretty simple explanation for it. So really what I want to talk about next is the inspiration for Iron Chef, and that sort of came at the end of, as we were working on the Wings of Liberty campaign, I was looking through the editor, and I found a bunch of food objects that had sort of appeared in there, and I was like, oh, don't know what these are for, but I was sort of looking at them, and I was thinking, oh, it wouldn't be funny to make a mod with these using a zealot, and have, I had this fantasy of him running around Ire, stabbing this food and impaling it on his side blades and running back to a kitchen area and making these really weird dishes similar to the things that are made on Iron Chef, the television show. So I was like pitching it to some of the other designers, and Rich and Mike Heiberg came up with the name of Iron Chef. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. It's a play on the name of Iron Chef. I was like, so I got to make this mod. So it wasn't shortly before I had a playable version up, and I sent it out to the rest of the team, and I got some feedback on it. And I mean, there were lots of iterations that had gone on the map, and a lot of feedback that came back. And a couple of the things that we really worked on were, well, the first thing that we worked on was with the gameplay itself. At first, it was a very game where you just ran around and collected these ingredients and everything, but people really wanted to fight one another more. There wasn't a lot of ways that you could directly conflict with one another. So I added some special abilities and some power-ups that allowed players to sort of mess with each other more while they were playing. This had a little more dynamic gameplay elements to it and let people mess with one another, but it wouldn't directly let you kill each other or anything like that, but it still let you hinder each other, maybe stun them or slow them for whatever reason. The other major iteration of the map was with the UI, and this is one of the things I intended to really learn about in our editor, because I didn't get to play with it that much in the campaign, is that was with custom UIs. And so the dialogue triggering system is really complex, but it was a really great challenge to make this very static UI, which had a lot of information on it, actually dynamically update itself as you played the game. So you would pick up ingredients and the UI would show you, okay, you have 1 out of 2 or 2 out of 2. And whenever you had enough ingredients to make this specific dish, you would then you could take it back and turn it in to score a lot of points. Those were a couple of the major iterations that were made for the map, but there are a lot of other things that we also looked at while working on the map, like the inventory system and the scoring leaderboard, a lot of little bug fixes and other major feature changes to them. So all that stuff will be coming to the mod map community in the future. So that's it for Iron Chef, actually. I'm going to hand it over to Matt Gocher now for Blizzard Dota.
Blizzard Dota. The inspiration for this map goes all the way back, actually, to the original Starcraft. Perhaps you guys have heard of a map called the Aeon of Strife. This is the map that really started everything. It spawned a whole genre of mods, including, of course, the immensely popular Dota map in Warcraft 3. Now, inspired by Dota, we wanted to create one of our own, and thus Blizzard Dota was born. For those of you that are not familiar with this kind of game, what you have are 2 giant opposing armies locked in never-ending combat. They are evenly matched, though, so no side is gaining ground. Then you throw in 5 players on the left, 5 players on the right, and they each control a hero for their side that they use to tip the balance of the battle in their favor. And of course, with your hero, you get experience, you level up, you gain new skills and abilities, you can purchase powerful items, and you become better and stronger the better that you play. These games can actually be a really refreshing change of pace from the standard RTS experience because you only have one thing to worry about, your hero. And for Blizzard Dota, we wanted your hero to be someone really special. So we were just sitting around and we were like, wouldn't it be cool if you could actually play as an iconic Blizzard character like Zeratul and square off with the Blade Master? Or who wouldn't love a fight between Kerrigan and Sylvanas? It's kind of like Super Smash Brothers or Marvel vs. Capcom in this regard. You actually get to play as the characters that you've gotten to know and love over the years. We've got, real quick here, a short little video showing our new hero selection screen that we created entirely using trigger dialogues. Check it out. We've got 12 heroes so far that you can play, and this screen will show you a little description of them. It will show you stat bars, so you get kind of an idea of what they're all about. And it will also show you who has picked which hero, not only on your team, but also on the enemy teams as well. And again, let me say this entire screen was done using our trigger dialogue system. So everything you see up there, you can absolutely put in your own custom maps. And that's actually true with everything that we've created for Blizzard Dota. The heroes, the new spell effects, new icons, new doodads, everything we've made, you guys will all have access to and be able to use in your own maps. So perhaps even more exciting for us than releasing Blizzard Dota is seeing what you guys will actually go out and create. Now, it wasn't just me that was creating Blizzard Dota. There was a whole bunch of people that helped out. There was, artists, programmers, QA. I mean, a truly enormous number of people came together to help bring this map to life. And with all of those hands on the map, there was a lot of feedback. I mean, an absolutely enormous amount of feedback that was given. Everyone had something, that they wanted to say. Oftentimes it was worded nicely, but sometimes it was actually quite harsh. But there's something that I want you guys to, to take back with you about feedback. Anytime someone's giving you feedback, about anything, They're doing it because they care about your map. Otherwise, they just stop playing and never look back. But they're taking the time to give you feedback. So it's a really great opportunity for you to improve your map. And to be sure, it can be quite overwhelming at times, especially if you've got a map that's starting to get popular. But you know, it's really the key to everything. Taking people's feedback, taking their comments seriously, and iterating on your map. If you can keep doing this, then before you know it, you'll have a really fun, really cool, really polished map to show for your efforts. Finally, I want to remind everyone that what you see here at BlizzCon of Blizzard Dota, it's just a preview. We're still very much hard at work on this map. We're continuing to create lots of new heroes, add new features, and work on improving the balance. In fact, we're learning a ton just from watching you guys play it here at BlizzCon. It's actually really exciting for us because we really care about feedback from the community and what you guys think. Now I'd like to turn it over to Justin Clinshew, our resident data specialist on the panel, to talk about the